Welcome, foolish mortals, to the Haunted Mansion.
We are recording as we speak. All right. So, after a grueling 72-hour trial of setting this podcast up, we've finally made it. Dan, I'm loving the cup there.
Hey, thanks, but you know what? I couldn't decide, so I doubled down. I'm going to be fully hydrated tonight, buddy. I'm going to have to pee so bad in an hour.
True haunted waters.
Yep, spooky waters.
So we've decided after the swearing complaint we got on the last episode that we're going to put a raven's caw over every word we say, over every single word. No, over every
hold on.
word.
Let me test it really quick. Okay, now you can.
We're gonna get our money's worth out of it. Sorry, Chad. He's the best.
Everyone, give it up for Chad in the comments.
Caw this and caw that.
The man behind the scenes helping us edit and produce these episodes, aka Future Dwight on Twitter.
Yes, give him a follow too. He's the
go
unsung
out there.
hero here.
He is. Yes. So hey, today is an episode I'm excited about.
Today is an episode that's very close to my heart, and an episode that I'm sure lots of people have been waiting for. You know, this is a big one. This is the first episode not about the Haunted Mansion. Or any Haunted Mansion. Yes.
Right.
So, everybody...
This is something people, I think, at home are going to have to get used to, right? Is that this is a Haunted Mansion podcast, but by default, we're going to have to be talking about lots of lore all over the place, right?
We are going to... In this episode specifically, it starts. We're going to be spreading our wings to soar into other attractions and other connected stories, so to speak.
Right.
And so today, if you couldn't guess, the episode will be about Mystic Manor at Hong Kong Disneyland. Newest mansion in the world. I gotta say, the newest haunted mansion in the world. If you want to call it a haunted mansion, it's its own thing. So let's start from the very beginning, okay? Hong Kong Disneyland. It was a very budget park when it first opened. So you think of a budget park, you think California Adventure, you think Hollywood Studios.
Right.
On opening, Mystic Manor is a budget castle park. So it's like your classic Disneyland park, but it was built on a budget. So when it first opened, it didn't have a whole lot going for it. There weren't any massive attractions to draw in people. There wasn't a haunted mansion. There wasn't,
same little Disneyland castle. Same. It was
carbon
all
copy of Anaheim. Yeah.
Right. It was a copy of Disneyland.
Yes. And so after Disney started coming into more money and Iger took over after Eisner, they started giving, along with California Adventure and Hollywood Studios, they gave Hong Kong Disneyland a facelift. And with that facelift was a brand new ride. And in addition to the brand new ride, you had a brand new land that was, the ride had its own land. One ride, one land. And that land was Mystic Point, and that ride was Mystic Manor.
Wow.
There you go.
That's awesome. I didn't realize that they kind of gave it its own, little land.
It's got its own restaurant, actually.
Okay, so is the Liberty Tavern the Haunted Mansion's restaurant?
I go in there a lot and I hear unexplained knocking and creaking, so I would assume that would be a yes, right?
Or they're making mashed potatoes.
It could really be either of the two.
No, but seriously, is Liberty Street? Is that the Haunted Mansion's land?
Like Liberty Square, you mean?
Liberty Square, yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna say no because it has the Hall of Presidents.
Right.
It has I guess half and half country bears is kind of half and half. But yeah,
Gotcha.
I would say it shares. It's as much of its own land as Haunted Mansion is its own land at Disneyland, sharing it with pirates and stuff.
Oh, right. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. That's fair.
Yeah.
So Mystic Point has a restaurant. What's the restaurant like?
It is. So have you been to the Skipper Canteen at the
Sure
Magic
have.
Kingdom?
It's one of
Very,
my favorite
very
places
similar
to
to the
go.
Skipper Canteen.
They serve Coke Zero.
They used to serve Melon Frosty Fanta, which you could get at Club Cool at Epcot. You can't anymore. And
Because they tore
now,
Epcot down.
and
Epcot's
now
gone, guys.
Epcot is a hole in the ground. And I'm sad because I can't get my Melon
Epcot's
Frosty
the dream
Fanta.
Walt used to have.
Epcot, Walt. I remember I went to the Walt Disney Family Museum, and I walked up to the exhibit about Epcot. You know, the experimental prototype community progress city. And there's a video of Walt playing on the screen, and he says, "As long as I can get my Melon Frosty Fanta, this will truly be Progress City."
Walt would never have wanted this. Walt would never have wanted Club Cool to be torn down.
That's the reason he built the city, and he dreamed up the city in the first place.
Specifically,
it was all means to the end to get
there was a
Frosty
journal
Fanta.
entry he had one night. He's like, "Dear Ruth, we don't know who Ruth is. We're still trying to figure that out." And he's like, "I want you to put a caveman frozen in ice directly in front of a selection of frosty beverages from across the world, including." And Ruth, I swear to God, I will bring you out of my will.
Bold.
Right.
Melon Frosty Fanta. No one knew what he was talking about.
No one knew. No one knew.
Like, I know what Fanta is. Melon Frosty, Club Cool, something about a caveman.
A lot of Walt's life was very Forrest Gumpy. You know what I mean? It was just like things happened to him, and then the world was changed.
He's an innovator. So
he was.
You know about the Adventurers Club that used to be at downtown Disney, now Disney Springs? The restaurant is actually called the Explorers Club, and it's very much sort of a spiritual successor to both Skipper Canteen and the, no, it opened first. So Skipper Canteen was inspired by the Explorers Club, but the Explorers Club was inspired by the Adventurers Club in Orlando.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, very interesting. It's very much Museum of the Weird too. It's full of artifacts, weird artifacts from all over the world. So Rowley's kind of Museum of the Weird ended up coming into fruition in some way.
It's all over my shirt tonight, buddy. I got I'm wearing that. Gotta shed some pounds so I can button it. But
I see the Gracie tombstone. I think that's Gracie, right?
Yeah,
I can't read it from here.
There's the clock.
Yes, and then I love it. Yep, I'm working on getting my own Haunted Mansion shirt. Don't worry, guys. I'll be fitting in next episode.
You've got so many Haunted Mansion shirts, buddy.
I've got 2, I think.
You only have 2?
I'm. Slacking.
You are the Dallin Jean Lafitte offhand Disney
I know.
Esquire, and you only own 2 Haunted Mansion shirts.
I need to represent, and I'm just bad at representing, I guess.
What? How many? What theme or franchise do you own the most of, shirt wise?
I guess it'd be like just Mickey Mouse Club, just like generic Mickey Mouse shirts.
Mickey Mouse stuff?
Shirts with Mickey on it, yeah. Because they're the easiest to come by, I guess.
What would the Hatbox Ghost think of you if he were to visit you at night? You know what I mean?
Well, actually, I guess I have 3. I have a 1 plain tee, and I have 2. I have a Spirit jersey and a baseball tee. That's it.
Oh, okay.
So now we're getting off topic. We're talking about Mystic Manor. We're talking about Disney shirts. How many Haunted Mansion shirts do you own, Dan?
Oh, probably 4.
4? Okay, so we're close.
4 or 5.
Closely tied.
Yeah. We'll don't worry. When we start making video content together on location, like in Jim Thorpe, we'll be exercising all of the Haunted Mansion shirts that we own.
It's going to be ridiculous, guys. Just wait.
All right.
All the merchandise.
Super Museum of the Weird.
Yes. So it's Museum of the Weird. There's lots of artifacts that the Society of Explorers and Adventurers have collected on their trips around the world on display there. And so it's sort of a companion piece to this house up on the hill next to it, because the house has always got to be up on the hill. It's got to
Right.
be. If it's
Right.
not on a hill, it's not imposing, it's not scary, it's not a haunted mansion.
Of course. Right.
See, that's why in my Disney park, I'm going to build a sort of valley, and I'm going to build a house inside the little the inverted dome. So it's like it's the opposite. That way you can sort of
So it's just
switch
one
perspective.
big log imposing valley
Yeah.
of attractions.
And then there's a house, like a Gothic cathedral looking house in the middle.
So very like like Obi-Wan Kenobi over Anakin, have the high ground.
Right.
Just super like you're gonna have so much high ground in this park.
So
It's gonna be ridiculous.
so if Obi-Wan is the entrance and the Fast Pass Plus line, Anakin Skywalker smoldering on the ground is the mansion.
Right, there you go.
So Mystic Manor was going to be Hong Kong Disney's answer to the Haunted Mansion, except one crucial cultural detail: you can't really do ghosts in China, because it's a very spiritual, it's a very personal thing for people who live in China, their ancestors and the spirits of the departed. You don't really want to make fun of that in that culture. And
which is why Mulan got remade.
Yes, because in that movie, if you remember, what was
horribly
the Star Trek
insulting
guy? The Star Trek guy he played one of the ancestors, Leonard Nimoy. Do you remember that?
Yeah, he did. You're right.
It was Leonard Nimoy in that movie.
I love how you referred to him as the Star Trek guy.
I am 22. Okay,
I know. It tickles me in a way that I can't describe you. You're literally like Spider-Man. You're like, hey, remember that old movie about those guys?
Hey,
it's great. I feel like Robert Downey Jr. right now.
At least I know that they're called AT-ATs. That's all I'm gonna say. Are you AT-AT or are you at?
I'm hashtag club at.
Okay, so then what do you call the ones with two legs?
What are the ATSTs?
The ATSTs? You call them ATSTs, but you don't call them ATSTs?
No.
Oh my god!
No, bro, you gotta think military mind. You gotta think shortening things and making things going great. So you're just with at it's double syllable. You're rocking and rolling. That's how the troopers say it.
Okay,
I'm just saying it like the troopers say it. That's all.
And then you got ATST, which takes up so much time. It's life or death situation. You say ATST. Next thing you know, your base is getting blown up by Luke Skywalker again. Because you're wasting too much time saying ATST.
Sir. We've isolated the
No, continue. I'm on board. I'm here with you. I'm on it with you.
Sir, Emperor Palpatine, we ran the numbers. Looking back, all the problems with the Death Star blowing up first time, 2 reasons. Exhaust port, a misplaced exhaust port, and you're not even gonna believe this.
You're gonna think I'm crazy when I say this to you.
You're gonna think, yeah, exactly. But when you realize how quick we're gonna be able to build another one, you're gonna not lightning me ever. I promise, sir.
Please don't.
Yeah, if we just take saying AT-AT to saying at, hundreds of lives may be saved.
Hundreds of lives. If we save the 0.5 seconds from saying AT-AT to saying at, then the productivity.
You're gonna save so many space bucks, sir.
Right.
Credits, right? Is that what it is?
I think it's credits. I've been to Galaxy's Edge. It's credits.
Right. Oh, do you have one of those credit coins?
No. Oh, no. One of my friends has one, and they were really cool, but I was not willing, because the last time I got to buy one was opening day of Galaxy's Edge, and you had to pay, I think, a minimum of like $200 to get one.
No!
Sorry, 200 credits to get one. And so it was either that or a lightsaber. So I chose a lightsaber instead.
But wait, I thought if you're paying, you had to buy the coin for 200 credits, or then the coin had 200 credits on it
and put 200 on it.
Right. Okay.
Interesting.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's a lot. That's Galaxy's Edge 1.0, everyone. If you want that in a nutshell. We're talking about haunted mansions, I think.
No, we're talking about Mystic Manors, I believe.
Manors that are mystic. So
Yes.
in this haunted mansion, since you can't do ghosts,
Right.
they're more enchanted objects. They're objects that are given life through magic, not really even possession, just sort of like animated objects. So
Right.
you have singing night heads that are very reminiscent of the singing busts in the haunted mansion. All of this magic, of course, coming from the music box that Albert the monkey opens up at the very beginning of the ride. But I'm getting ahead of myself. We need to start with the backstory here.
Right. Yeah.
And
Let's go
that
back.
there is a man named Henry Mystic who is a member of this secret society we're going to talk about later. I'm going to say that to the end because we'll probably talk about that for so long. He's a member of this society and he travels the world and he acquires these oddities and artifacts from different tribes and peoples. Ethically, of course. He's the ethical one. He barters for them. He gets these in an ethical way, unlike Henry Hightower, Harrison Hightower, sorry. Harrison Hightower, who gets them in a very unethical way. He steals these.
Right.
So he gets all these artifacts and he builds a house in the jungle called Mystic Manor, named after himself, Henry Mystic, which is funny how that worked out.
Narcissism.
Yeah, what else are you going to call it?
Unabashed narcissism.
You know what? I think I'll name this manor after me, Mystic Manor.
Yeah, I built it.
And so at the grand opening of Mystic Manor, actually, Walt and Roy were present as children. Did you know that? In this fictional timeline, Walt Disney and Roy Disney were there. You can find in the house, in the queue, a picture of Mystic Manor on its opening day in like the early 1900s. I think it's like one of the teens, and Walt Disney and Roy Disney are there.
Walt would have loved that.
I think he would have dug it. I think he would have loved that. No joke here. I think he would have loved it.
Yeah, he was the king of revisionism. So he's Walt. That's great. I want Walt when he's like, when I die, write me into everything.
Put me in every ride, every single
one.
Right. Yeah. So Walt was there day one, and Henry Mystic got all this collection of things, and he rescued a monkey from the jungle, a baby monkey named Albert. He's super cute. And, he's giving tours now of his house. He's giving tours very much in the similar vein to the original Haunted Mansion. It's the open house. You can go in, take a tour of Mystic Manor.
Right.
And this music box is uncapped by Albert the monkey, the mischievous little monkey. And the magic gets out and infests the house. Just tendrils, literal tendrils of magic leave the music box and weave their way through the house. And
like the Lost Smoke Monster.
Sort of like the Lost Smoke Monster. What's lost and what's a smoke monster?
If the Lost Smoke Monster... I love you so much.
I know. That's the star. That guy who did Star Wars did that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So you have one of the first attractions. That's Trackless, along with like Pooh's Honey Hunt and technically the Tower of Terror in Orlando, although some people wouldn't count that.
You know what? We got to count it.
I would count it. It's like wire guided, I think. Did you see that episode of Modern Marvels on Disney World?
Yeah, isn't it crazy?
Yeah, it's like
Rob, our buddy Rob from Midway to Main Street, was recently just doing some research about like monorails and different like line guided systems, and that freaking Tower of Terror.
It's weird.
Awesome.
Yeah, no, I would consider that one of the first trackless rides.
Yeah,
the Flying Saucer in Tomorrowland would be the number one, obviously.
Right.
There's no tracks there.
Yeah, no tracks there. I think that the train in the Haunted Mansion, the train in Hogsmeade, and from Universal Studios, the train that goes back and forth is not. It's pulled by a line.
It's similar to Tower of Terror.
Similar to Tower of Terror.
Interesting. Yeah. See, I am offhand Disney. I am not offhand Universal, so I have never been to Universal in my life, not once. And I'm waiting. I am waiting for the day Nintendo Land opens, and I will be front of the line at the gate for that opening day.
Oh my god. Can we please plan a trip together? Can you dress like Mario? I will dress like Luigi. I will wear a mustache. And, well, I already have a mustache. Never mind. We don't need to do that. And I will be offhand Universal. And no. I'll be Waluigi, and I'll be offhand Universal.
Okay, that's going to happen. Someone make a note of that. Someone save this clip and tweet it at us when they announce the opening date in Orlando or Hollywood for Nintendo, and we will do it.
We're going, buddy.
They got a people mover there. It's going to be great. So, Mystic Manor.
They do.
You hop on these like weird looking carriages, and they got hockey pucks on the bottom because they're early trackless ride vehicles.
Right.
So, not quite Rise of the Resistance level yet.
Right.
They're
kind of like those things that roam around your grocery store looking for spills.
Yeah, they're very. It's like if you were to sit a beautiful, wonderfully carved merry-go-round bench on top of a Roomba, and that's the trackless ride vehicle.
Right.
That is what
it's
looks
like. You know, Harry Potter Forbidden Journey was like that too. It's like if you could take this beautifully carved bench and then attach it to a robotic arm.
Right.
You know?
Exactly.
That we've painted black. Don't look at it.
Yeah, if it's everyone knows it's theme park 101. If it's painted black or green, it's not there.
Don't look at it.
Don't just. It's Disney. If you look at this, Disney's gonna get mad at you.
It's your own fault.
Yeah.
If you look here, it's your own fault. You ruined it for yourself.
Don't say we didn't try to warn you.
You looked here.
It's called Go Away Green.
Right.
It's called Go Away Green. We're gonna make you go away.
So the music box enchants the entire building.
Mm-hmm. The Balinese music
opens
box.
Up.
Yes.
And we start to kind of move through it. And I'm a huge fan of. I guess we all are in the casual way that we've obsessed over on YouTube about it over and over and over again, right? And so they pay homage to the Haunted Mansion.
They do in multiple
time
parts.
And time again. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And do you have a list of them? Can we go through them all?
I have a couple.
They do them in such beautiful ways.
I don't know if I catch them all, but I feel like I sort of have them all committed to memory.
Yeah, the big ones, the obvious ones. Right.
You have the singing Night Helmets, singing the theme song, written by Danny Elfman, may I say. The theme song for the ride was Danny Elfman, so it sounds fantastic, like right out of a Tim Burton
Amazing
movie.
Spider-Man.
Yeah. We went on two completely different directions.
Tim Burton wrote the music for Amazing Spider-Man.
He did? Or Danny Elfman?
The Andrew Garfield? Danny Elfman. Yeah, it's Danny Elfman, not Tim Burton. Sorry. Danny Elfman wrote the music for
the Andrew Garfield Spider-Man?
Yeah, for those he wrote the theme for that Spider-Man. Go back and listen. Go back and watch. And he's like when he's like trying to swing to get from one side of the city to the other, and all the Union Crane guys are like, "Hey guys, let's on break today. We gotta help Spidey."
All right, guys, we got a vigilante on the roof. He needs a ride.
Spidey needs to just. We're looking for a good plot device here to get Spidey from one place to the other. And it's us, guys.
He's got a hurt arm. He's got a web swing across our cranes for some reason.
Yeah. Watch that scene.
Okay.
And listen to it. And you're like, oh, this sounds just like Nightmare Before Christmas.
I feel like I'm in Halloween Town right now.
Yeah.
All right. I'll give it
the music's great, though, for this. Yeah. This ride is so good. It's so good.
It's equal parts eerie and, like, mysterious and happy, and it's very... Because Grim Grinning Ghosts is very somber. Unless you're, of course, you're in the graveyard. It's very, through the whole ride, it's very... Sets the atmosphere being creepy. But this one is very much... is very fantastical.
It's very paced. It's very... Yes. It's very methodical. It's very slow and like.
And like Grim Grinning Ghosts,
grieving.
It changes. It changes throughout the ride too, depending on what room you're in.
Right. But there's a lot of grief and sadness and that horror trope used in the ride. But here in the Haunted Mansion in Mystic Manor, it's about life. Really, it's about everything coming to life.
It's about it's the reverse, huh?
Yeah, it is kind of the reverse.
Yeah. Because in the Haunted Mansion, everything's dead and everything's old. In this one, everything is old, but everything is very alive.
That everything's now very alive. Yeah, like that mummy putting on chapstick.
Yeah.
There's a comment on the there's a comment on the video. He's like, you don't want to French a mummy, dude. He's like, I wish I could go back in time and change my senior quote. You don't want to French a mummy, dude.
You don't want to French a mummy. I know from experience. So yeah, like you said, there's lots of references to the Haunted Mansion, but there are also references to other rides, other classic Disney rides that are in that.
Oh,
one.
really?
There is a tiki room is a mini tiki room in Mystic Manor. If you remember that,
it's magnificent.
Magnificent. Pause the video, watch a ride through, and then come back.
What are you even doing listening to this?
If you don't have every nook and cranny of Mystic Manor memorized, I don't know if you're qualified to be watching this.
Spoilers, bro. Yeah. Spoilers, they're coming.
Oh, I don't want to know. So, they're the same sculpt. There's a big tiki in the middle, and then they're the tiki drummers from the tiki room up on the wall, and they're the same sculpt from Disneyland, from the tiki room.
Right.
But as far as references to the Haunted Mansion go, there are, like I said, the singing helmets, very, very singing busts from the Haunted Mansion.
Got our favorite changing portraits.
We do.
But we get but with Medusa.
Medusa, there is a beautiful mosaic of Medusa in that. And that's one of the parts of the ride that I watch, and I don't want to know how they do it because it looks like such a good mosaic, and then it changes into Medusa and changes back. It like pops out of the wall too.
It's wild, isn't it?
It's incredible.
I wonder how that looks if you're colorblind.
Yeah.
Does it just completely ruin it? Because you can't see. It's just changing from like kind of bright to a little bit bright. You know what I mean?
And it's just they kick the black lights on, and hopefully it gets the job done.
But instead of you seeing black lights, you just see the wall just move. Yeah. Like fingers come out of the wall. You know what I mean?
This is the scariest ride at Hong Kong Disneyland. They weren't joking about that. This wall's going to try and grab me. So there's Medusa.
It's a really cool effect, though.
There is. It's a really, really cool effect. There is, I believe, the Haunted Mansion busts that follow you. The ones that look the inverted busts. I believe there's a version of that done in that ride as well. And you can
see the effect both ways at the same time.
Because I'm very, very unique.
That's your X-Men skill.
That's my power.
I can discern all optical illusions.
I can look at a magic eye picture and tell you what it is without even thinking about it.
So fast. You can't believe how fast I can look at these magic eyes.
Yes, magic eyes.
You're going to bring me magic eyes. You're going to see how quickly I tell you what's in them. And you're going to think there's something wrong with me.
Wow, that was slightly faster than the average person discerning what a magic eye picture is.
Kitten, sailboat, barrel of pickles.
This guy's
you
on
just
a roll.
move right through him.
Yeah. He's gifted. He's gifted.
He's a little cross-eyed and he can't be beat.
That's all it takes is just to go a little cross-eyed. That's my secret.
Yeah.
There's also a pipe organ in the attraction. I don't know if having a pipe organ specifically makes a Haunted Mansion reference, but I'm going to go ahead and say that it does.
I think so.
Yeah, I'm going to say it does.
We'll take that as a win.
Yeah, and I believe that actually might be it, unless I'm missing anything. Dan, if you know of anything.
I don't off the top of my head, other than the stuff that you've really mentioned.
I have one.
You.
Dan.
Do you have one?
I got one. So we were just talking about Frenching mummies and chapstick on mummies. The ride has a mummy, just like the Haunted Mansion.
The ride does have a mummy.
This one's a little bit more realistic, a little bit more rotted.
The ride has,
That's in the room. We can walk through the attraction later, but this room comes to life, and by the room comes to life, I mean thousands and thousands of tiny insects swarm the room.
Right. Yeah. Very Indiana Jones.
It's very Indiana. I was just about to say, very similar to the Temple of the Forbidden Eye.
Very similar to a ride located in Adventureland. Very similar to a ride associated with the SEA.
You know Henry Jones is a canon character in that timeline, right? You've seen my video about it.
Oh my God.
So, here's how you know. So, Jock Lindsay's hangar. Okay, we're going to get into it. We're just going to get into it. We're going to talk about the society here. let's just
Oh
hop
my
in.
god! Wait, is the Jungle Cruise movie gonna be in the Indiana Jones universe?
If the Jungle Cruise movie takes place in the same continuity as the park attraction of the Jungle Cruise, then yes. This will be.
We're gonna have an Indiana Jones Luke Skywalker moment in a Jungle Cruise movie. I swear to Christ.
If Harrison Ford shows up, you swear to God.
That's yeah. That he's going to. If that's the truth, how great would it be if like he shows up?
Right. So here's how you connect it: is Jock Lindsay's Hangar Bar, Disney Springs. Jock Lindsay is a member of the Society of Explorers and Adventurers. There are documents in that bar and pictures of him doing society stuff as you do, and he is also the guy who flies the plane in the first one, the first Indiana Jones. Raiders.
This son of a is so clever. He built an ice machine that makes round ice out of airplane parts.
How do you even do that?
Right. What are you doing wasting your time flying airplanes, bro?
Yeah.
It's the turn of the century. Novelty cocktails are about to have their heyday. And you're flying planes?
Yeah, look, he's cornered the market already on this.
Right. Wait till this guy sees what they're going to carve ice into and put in glasses.
I'm telling you, Indy, it's gonna be big.
Yeah. Tell your buddies. Tell all your buddies out there in Hong Kong.
Get out on the ground floor.
Round dice.
It's gonna be big. So yeah, Jock Lindsay is a member of the Society of Explorers and Adventurers. So is Henry Mystic. So technically, Mystic Manor is in the same continuity as the Indiana Jones attraction in movies.
Oh man, this is really great.
Now it's all tied together. I'm going to plug it. I'm going to do a shameless plug here. I actually have a video about it. It's called Disney's Grand Conspiracy. And it connects most, if not all, of the things in the Disney parks to the society and how it could tangibly connect in some way.
It's your Pixar theory, like Madman writings.
It's my magnum opus, I got to say. It's
right.
I'm not trying to toot my own horn here, but it's probably the best video ever uploaded to YouTube. Just going to say that.
Right. It might be the best video ever uploaded to YouTube.
You know what? I'd say that's probably a safe state. I'd say that's safe to say. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, go check it out. I'm pretty sure that everyone here could be in agreement that it's probably the...
Everyone here is in agreement.
If we called up Mark Rober, he would tell you.
Yeah, he'd give me the honest. He'd say, you know what? I watched that video and just realizing that the Hatbox Ghost and Indiana Jones may meet face to face someday changed my life.
Right. So much so that I built the world's largest Nerf gun.
You're welcome. That's all.
You guys are. Everyone is so welcome for everything the theme park, everything that the theme park community does for you guys. You don't know what we do as creators. No idea. Idea. The stuff we do.
Without us, I think it'd be safe to say that the parks would probably have gone downhill years ago. They probably wouldn't be open. They would have gone out of business. We keep driving that interest. This is all a joke, by the way.
You know what, though? It's a little bit of a joke, but it's a little bit not, because the internet has a unique way of capitalizing on nostalgia, and we are the internet, right?
I guess you're right.
And then merch teams have eventually catch up to those trends.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
So we're trendsetters.
So let's do a quick run through of the attraction, and then we'll get back into the society. Cool. So you start off,
let's do it.
You go into the cataloging room full of artifacts. Henry Mystic pops his head out of a window and goes, "Don't touch anything," and he leaves.
Super cool animatronic.
Really, really good animatronic. For some reason, I always thought he looked a little Muppety. He looks almost like a Muppet.
Yes, he does look a little Statler Waldorfy.
Yeah,
and he's also just torso up. You know what I mean? A little bit yes.
I think it's the nose.
But you know what's so nice about it? It's a very simple animatronic, and in that it executes them very beautifulely. Because it doesn't. It's not doing much, but it has so much life.
Right.
It's a really cool.
And
those
are the best. Those are the best kinds of animatronics, where they're very simple story wise, very simple movement wise, but just having. Yeah, I agree with that completely. Muppet Man pops his head out, says, "Don't touch anything," and then he leaves. Albert the monkey, meanwhile, is in the room with us, and of course, he opens the music box. And
right. He's a monkey. He's curious. We've been taught that.
Yes, it's a running theme with monkeys in fiction, it seems.
Yeah, and their fascination with single men. If there's two things that you can hold true about every monkey, is that they are curious and they love a single dude.
Guys, if you're looking for a lady, don't get a monkey.
You are a monkey is the man's equivalent to the cat lady.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Either a monkey man or you're a cat lady.
Oh, that's Myrtle the cat lady, and that's Henry Mystic. He has a monkey and his own house, and he lives there with just.
We gotta get those two together. We gotta get those two together. How do monkeys and cats get along, or do they do all right? Chad, I'm so sorry. I just shifted like my entire chair location. So while you're multi-camming this later, you're gonna hate me so much. You're gonna have to split.
Oh.
I'm so sorry. I just like my leg was weird on my desk, and I had to.
We all have those moments.
I've got sensory issues, man. What do you want me to tell you?
So, here's a question: does he live alone in that house with the monkey with Albert?
Yes, absolutely.
No caretaker. He takes care of the grounds by himself.
You know what? If I had to put money on it, I would imagine he's got some kind of like mystic Beauty and the Beast, like toadstool dog that, has thumbs and like just does chores. You know what I mean? Like, think about the fact that this dude probably has like, potions and like, wizardry stuff to summon golems that will, like cook him sausages.
Or are the cast members who work the attraction similarly to the Haunted Mansion, the maids and butlers?
You know what? I wasn't even thinking about.
I said it and I wasn't thinking it, but now that's probably the case.
That's how most great ideas. I just want to let you know that's how most great ideas start.
I have a lot of them.
They weren't. They weren't there at first, and then they show up.
They're just there.
I love the idea of the servants
because they're not.
How are they dressed?
I'm gonna look up a picture of that right now because I'd imagine it's very similar to the Haunted Mansion because it's just maid and butler outfits, right? Anyway,
let's Google it.
Google, give it the old Google. Yeah, looks like maids. Yeah, no, it's very Haunted Mansion-y, maids and butlers.
It super is. Yeah.
Yep.
How do you like that?
There's your answer, everybody. Now we know who takes care of the grounds while Henry Mystic is off running around taking artifacts from people.
But Mystic Manor operates as a museum, right? So is he living there? Is he like Dumbledore with Hogwarts? Does he just not leave? Unless he has to destroy Horcrux?
That's a good question. I'm gonna say that. I'm gonna say he lives at the museum.
He's like the Beast. He's like the West Wing is off limits.
Yeah.
Only the monkey and I go to the West Wing.
Monkey.
What do you guys do over there?
He just calls him the monkey.
Yeah, of course. Of course. If you have a monkey, everyone's going to want to know what its name is, but you don't need a name for it. You're just going to give it commands. It's going to know when you're talking to it. Yeah.
That is between me and the monkey
companion.
Yeah.
Right. I'm a monkey man now, all right? Yes. Leave me and my monkey alone.
I know his name, and that's all you need to know.
Right. Oh, God.
So after the cataloging room, you go into the music room. You got a piano. You have a pipe organ. You have a bunch of different instruments. That could be another little tiny nod toward the Haunted Mansion with the piano and the instruments sort of enchanted, similar to Leota's room.
Yeah, I think that's definitely the parallel, right? 100%.
I would say that's probably a safe assumption to make.
If we were Mythbusters, that would be a plausible.
Yeah. If I were Adam and you were Jamie.
Is that how it pans out?
Sorry, man. You got the facial hair. And I got the Indiana Jones hat somewhere here.
You know what? And I do look good in hats.
How do you do with berets? Oh, wow.
Great.
I like how it says Walt Disney World there at the bottom. Just so you know.
Oh, no, it doesn't, bro. It says Disney on Ice. Disney Live.
Disney Live. You went to Disney on Ice?
I take my kids to Disney on Ice and Disney Live all the time.
Oh,
I do costume evolutions, dude.
Ooh. It's blind. It's very, very 1982 Epcot.
That's what I was going for.
I like it. I always wanted to go to Disney on Ice when I was a kid, but now watching the videos and trailers of it, it looks weird. It looks strange.
Well, everyone has really big ankles. That's the first thing that really is unsettling.
Really?
Is that they really... I love the look at you. You're just like, what a thing to say. I don't even know how to respond.
My first thought was like the non-costume character. So like Elsa. I'm like, why would Elsa have huge ankles? Wait, she does?
Yeah, they all do. Yeah, because if you watch like that I, Tonya movie, once your skates are on, they stay on and they don't come back off. And so they get their skates on and they like wrap their skates up.
Gotcha.
So the skates essentially become like part of their leg so that nothing like bad happens to their ankle. You know what I mean?
Right.
But then the costumes all have to go over top of these huge, already bundled out ankles. And so the costumes layered on top of it.
So it's like leg, ankle, foot. What do you got, Dan? This is a visual aid for all of our audio listeners here. He's opening up a Disney on Ice magazine. Whoa, you weren't joking. It's like no discernible like shape difference between like the calf and the bottom of the foot.
It's like a tube of meat.
Yeah.
It's like those tubes of ground beef that you get.
You have now heard Disney Dan refer to Princess Anna's leg as a tube of beef. Only here on the Foolish Mortals podcast.
Tubes of beef. Two tubes of beef, please.
Two tubes of beef, if you would. We then move into the Mediterranean Antiques room, which is where the Medusa changing portrait comes in. This is where there's a vase
volcano.
The volcano Vesuvius erupting, and they all clink their glasses, synced up to the music. Fantastic.
Piece of like art. It's art.
It's art.
It's art.
Attractions are art. We've covered this before.
100%.
It's like there's a combination of different. I could talk about this. This is a completely different subject, but it's like a combination of different masteries of the arts. You have sculpting, you have sound design, lighting, stage design. You have, everything all wrapped up into one.
Yeah, it is a theatrical performance. I would imagine it's
electronics,
it's art. It's art.
Yeah, it's art.
You know what? If they just don't make enough of them to but they give out awards, right? They've got like conferences, they hand out stuff. Everyone pats their own back in the industry.
IAPA?
We don't have to worry about them.
Isn't it IAPA?
Yeah, IAPA. Yeah.
If you don't think theme parks are art, then you. That's a caw. So caw that. So caw you. I wanted to get one in.
And if you don't think an IAPA also sounds like an animal you might ride to get Manor,
yes.
Call you too.
This is just going great. I think we're doing great.
I think it's going great, yeah.
There's also a really
what we didn't start at the beginning of this, just to remind everyone that in the catalog room,
yes,
Henry, Albert hits the music box. It opens up. We have a nigh Liberace and Elton John level explosion of glitter and lights and fabulousness.
Yes,
that just begins to enchant everything in the room.
Tendrils of magic spreading throughout the room.
Right.
And
you track that magic tracks all the way through. What do you think? It's lasers?
I don't know. I was about to say I don't know how they do that, but I do think we're going to see it in the States here pretty soon. With Spaceship Earth, they talked about the story lights and how those lights are going to follow you through the attraction. I think that's going to be similar.
What? I think that a lot of those story lights in Mystic Manor, and that's a great thing to call them. I really like that.
Right.
I think that those story lights are a lot of fiber optic. It's a lot of laser. And I felt like the story light, the thing that they were pitching, was going to be a lot more projection mapping in Orlando.
Disney loves their projection mapping, so I wouldn't doubt that.
They sure do.
They'd love it.
They got to make sure that it's unfilmable.
Yeah. If you have a camera, it's just going to look like green, red, and blue stripes to everyone who watches it.
Right. Universal's currently working on making their rides unwatchable, but Disney's focusing heavily on making their rides unfilmable.
Like I said, I'm offhand Disney. I've never been to Universal. The last time I got a hankering to go to Universal, Fast and Furious Supercharged opened up the following week.
I lost consciousness.
And
I woke up 3 weeks later.
My
family's like, "What happened?" Oh, I wanted to go to Universal.
For some
reason. I thought about parking at the ET lot, and I lost consciousness.
Vin Diesel was there, I think.
I saw the light. Yeah, it was shaped like Vin Diesel's head.
And they took down Twister for some reason. It must have been a bad dream.
Yeah. And that guy from Star Wars was there.
Yeah.
And he was talking to that guy from Star Trek.
The Star Trek guy was there. You know, the guy in Mulan who's also in Star Trek.
Yeah. Who wrote that one show, Lost?
I think that was the guy who did something about Cloverfield.
Yeah. They're making another one of those.
You know, because the past couple were so great, right?
You know what? I would put money on the fact that some executive at Universal is like, all right, we'll greenlight Race Through New York with Jimmy Fallon. But I need a plan B that's a Cloverfield overlay.
Talk about rides. Talk about Tomorrowland problem. That ride is not aged well to this day, like 2 years after it opened. Imagine what's going to be like, let's, Mom, 10 years down the road, Mom, let's go ride Jimmy Fallon's Race Through New York. You know, hashtag the panda. Let's go. Come on. Yeah,
let's go smell what cheese pizza smells like, even though it smells like real cheese pizza outside the ride because there's a pizza vendor right across the street. We're going to pump in. Right. It's only to find out if it's just some team member's job to microwave a Tombstone pizza every 3 minutes next to a fan.
I hate my job. I'm not hungry anymore.
Fits directly into a fan. Yeah.
Jimmy Fallon's actually back there doing it. I heard.
Yeah. Well, you know, he's not working from home, so he can moved in.
Also in the Mediterranean Antiques room, there is a vase or a amphora, as is what this calls it, of Hercules fighting the Nemean lion. That's like spinning while Hercules fights him.
Honey, you mean Hercules.
0 to hero, baby. And then
it's very Hercules. It's almost like it was, if it wasn't themed to the room, you'd almost think like, oh, is that a Hercules reference? Because it's just like moving artwork, you know?
Right. And makes you want to ride a Hercules attraction. You know, the art style of that movie would make a pretty cool attraction, I think.
You know what? Let's talk. That's the truth. And the evidence is Zeus's strange triangular nipples.
I saw you made I watched your Disney and nipples video. I know exactly what you're talking about.
Right. There, I put together a theory combining all of Disney's nipples into one timeline.
Where I'm over here weaving story threads between Tiki Room and Haunted Mansion and Matterhorn Mountain.
Right.
Dan,
I'm piercing a lot of nipples and tying a rope into all of the hoops.
Dan's doing the real hard work. He's getting down and dirty where no man has gone before.
That's a great tagline to a nipple documentary. You know what I mean? Like the history of Disney's nipples,
right?
Doing the hard work,
and then everyone clicks because they're like, you know, what could this mean?
Right? What could I possibly be?
This title tells me nothing.
Right.
So after
exactly what I want as a viewer.
Yeah. After the Mediterranean,
as little information as possible,
we go into the solarium, where it's, I guess, another Haunted Mansion kind of reference. You have the solarium and the Haunted Mansion where the guy's trying to get out of the coffin. Yeah. This one, very similar. It's sort of the greenhouse at night with the plants growing up behind it. Albert's getting taken down by a Venus flytrap.
That's definitely Haunted Mansion-y.
I think so too. It follows some similar beats. Then you have the Slavic Nordic chamber, where, you know, Russian paintings of spring and summer turn into winter when the wind gets blown onto them.
Right. And I imagine, and you can't tell through the videos, but I imagine you get a little blast of cold air when that happens.
I would imagine. I would hope. You know, with Disney. You have the Arms and Armory room, sort of kind of Pirates of the Caribbean-y, with cannons that kind of shoot past and over you and at you as you walk past. I would say very Pirates of the Caribbean-y there.
There are no pirate ghosts in the Haunted Mansion, are there? Specifically, if you count a pirate, like I'm talking like Peg Leg, Eye Patch, looks like Captain Crunch,
right?
You know what I mean? Like I don't want something that could be subtly interpreted as a captain,
so
a pirate.
You have the Captain Gore tombstone at Disney World and Disneyland. I don't know if that means he's a haunt there. It's there.
That's true.
There's also the changing portrait of the ship that turns into the Flying Dutchman.
Right.
But again, are those ghosts, or is that just like a haunted object,
I could potentially argue that those zombie heads that pop up look a little, Moonlight
piratey.
Pirates from
just
the first
all
movie.
they have to do is pierce one of their ears and it's a pirate.
Right.
So from the armory, you go into the Egyptian antiquities. We talked about it. It's the Indiana Jones room with the mummy with the chapstick on. Bugs come in. It gets dark and you leave. That's essentially the room. It gets dark in there and you say, we're out.
Right. Very Indiana Jones in that respect.
It is very Indiana Jones.
Hey, you want a dark room?
We'll give you a long dark room, and there'll be no music playing.
No. We got you one time with the purple dragon and a train. Then the next time we spooked you on a car.
Yeah.
And now we've got you on a hockey puck in a beautifully carved bench. Time to get spooky.
We're gonna turn the lights off, and then you're gonna leave.
Oh my gosh!
So after the Egypt room, you go into the tribal room, which is the tiki room that we talked about earlier, and then the big finale, the big finale. You go into the Chinese antiquities room with a giant jade monkey statue animatronic, one of the coolest looking animatronics I've ever seen. Looks like he's carved out of stone, but he moves very fluidly. And you circle around him as he conjures a tornado with his magic staff, and the room begins to fall apart around you as you feel the wind blow. Albert's clutching onto the music box for dear life as the winds blow round and round. It's a horrifying experience for everyone, unless you're a guest who's loving it, which is probably going to be me. And the house is literally falling apart before you go back into the antiquities room that you started in. Spoiler alert, gonna ruin the magic here. It's not the same room. It's a different room. It just looks the same.
Right. I love when a ride does that, by the way. Very Poseidon's Fury.
What? Is that a universal thing? I'm too Disney to understand.
Oh, I'm so sorry. That was when I forgot you weren't conscious those 10 days we wrote it.
I blacked out.
You know what, Dallin? I've got to say, you and I are excellent at calling back earlier jokes.
I think that's one of our biggest strengths with this podcast is calling back to earlier jokes.
If we were giving ourselves our own peer reviews.
Yeah, I would probably give myself an A. I'd probably give you an A+.
You know what? I was going to say A- for you, but that's fair. You know what? You've worked hard.
That's Foolish Mortals, everybody. We'll see you next week.
You forgot. Listen, that Chinese antiquity room, though, it's not just the bust that moves. Like, the room explodes.
It does.
Like
the walls give
style.
way. Yeah.
Like, it's crazy.
It's in the transformation. It's very... I hate to compare this to this ride because it's not very, very similar, but it's sort of the same idea as the finale scene in Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway, if you've been on that.
Right. Yes.
Where
it's very much
transforms.
That. Right, and your vehicles are moving very much like you're like, to give you a modern reference, like the Beauty and the Beast scene in the end of this new Beauty and the Beast ride, where they're just circling an animatronic figure in a room.
And the ride vehicles get really close to those animatronics in that ride.
Yes, they really, really do. And here's the thing what I understand about the Mystic Manor, though, that isn't really conveyed very well in the videos, because Disney does it really well, and that's important to say, is that, like, if you ever watch those, like, Dubai rides, like the Ghostbuster ride or the Shrek ride or the like whatever, like the Scooby-Doo ride, they feel very much like a old dark pretzel ride, in that there's a track and there's big rooms with big prop pieces and there's no ceiling. Like, just like the opening room in the Disneyland Haunted Mansion, where you can more or less just see the ceiling of the structure.
Yeah,
and so that's what the Mystic Manor is like. It's just done more tastefully, but there's lots of big, empty space, and you lose a lot of the intimacy that you get in the Haunted Mansion, because these ride vehicles do have to make pretty dynamic moves in sync with each other, and you need a lot of space for that. And Mickey's Runaway Railway, the vehicles are huge and really highlight really highlight that. But in Mystic Manor, they're smaller, so the rooms can be small. But it is very cavernous in a lot of ways.
The rooms are a lot bigger than you'd find in the Haunted Mansion.
Right.
Yeah. I was gonna say something, but I forgot. That was good. You had a good you had a good point there. I was gonna say, what Disney attractions have mirrored rooms like that besides Mystic Manor? Can you think of any that have rooms that appear twice in the ride, but like in a different way
So
at the beginning?
Universal Studios has one called Poseidon's Fury.
Right.
It's a walk-through attraction,
Oh, cool.
and halfway through the ride, you get into this very mystic room that's 3-tiered. There's a big doorway that you have to like enchant, and it opens up,
fantastic.
and that's where you walk through the water tunnel.
I've seen that.
And you walk through the water tunnel into the big showroom of the final battle between Zeus, Poseidon, or whatever bad guys they've changed it. I think
some
once.
Greek dudes.
Right, some old Greek dudes, some very bad CGI.
Yeah.
I'm talking worse than Figment.
Oh.
And this came out like 20 years after Figment was rendered. So
now see, I think that had the opposite effect on me as a Fast and Furious Supercharged, because now I feel like I need to go see this.
Yeah, it's very cool. Actually, it is very, very cool. And go and see it, and then watch the original version of it.
Okay.
And the original version of it's very, it's terrible CGI, but the story's better. The story's better
sometimes
than the new version. Right, it is a little bit of part of the charm. Right. But in that one, as the bad guy's about to like cave in the room you're in,
right.
and so Zeus is like, or Poseidon, whoever is like, Zeus powers, and the lights go dark, and when the lights come back up, in a split second later, you're back in the room before you walk through the water tunnel, which is a very cool effect.
That's pretty awesome.
They drop a house on you, Wizard of Oz style, essentially. If you you just go up and watch, you can see the carved out like square in the ceiling of where the room drops down. I can't think of anything else.
I can't think of anything
like
Disney that does
Little
that.
Mermaid, right? Technically, because like anything, Little Mermaid, Peter Pan, kind of technically, if like the ride system is designed in a way that.
Yeah. I see what you're saying. I can't think of
but like in terms of like a trick,
two separate rooms, yeah.
Right. Yeah. I can't think. It's a pretty neat. It's a neat little trick.
Millennium Falcon Smuggler's Run does that.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yes, it does have that. That's true.
They make a fake loading area at the exit, so it still has like the little spots on the ground that you line up for when you're going in. But this time
you did not go in that.
You're not going in.
Yes,
it's a completely separate way.
That's a good one.
Yes,
that's a really good one, dude. That's a good one.
I was like, there is one. It's in Star Wars. I was thinking Rise of the Resistance.
Is Disney World's Tower of Terror like that?
No.
In that the room you dismount in, no, yes, you're right. Yeah, because you go in the boiler room and you come out on the lobby level.
Yeah,
you come out on the lobby.
You're in like the smaller shaft, then you go up into the bigger shaft, and then you go down, straight down into the.
I hope that Chad cawed all of that.
Cawed out. Caw it all out. Caw this out.
Oh, I hope he really didn't, because that would ruin the joke.
Don't caw that out. Caw this out, but don't caw that out.
Caw this. Yeah, I hope are you taking notes? What's your favorite thing that comes to life in Mystic Manor?
Oh, it's got to be between the Medusa, Mosaic, and I'm a Haunted Mansion fan, man. The Singing Knight helmets. And like I said, the Jade Monkey. If I were 1, 2, 3, probably Jade Monkey, Medusa, and then the helmets.
Right. Okay. Jade Monkey. Oh God, you brought the Jade Monkey. I thought the Jade Monkey was just a universal given.
Right.
That's the coolest thing.
That's just
at the end. Yeah, that's the coolest thing at the end. That's like the shaman on the river, river cruise.
Right, but if the rest of the river journey was just as amazing.
Yes, right. Yes, which is it's not.
It's not, but it's darn relaxing. I'll give them that.
Yeah, it is. It is. That's a great ride to Lazy River.
Mm-hmm. That would be a good ride to Lazy River. Wow.
With those cheesecake wontons.
Yeah, one of the worst effects I have ever seen in a Disney attraction is in that ride.
Which one?
So there's a part where you're going past a little tiny waterfall, and instead of just making a little tiny waterfall, they projected water going down a little tiny. It's one of the worst things I've ever set eyes on in a Disney park.
Awful.
It's terrible. I don't know why.
You know
why
what?
Couldn't they just snake a little hose through and pour some water down? I'll never know. And
just snake a little hose.
They took the extra effort to have bubblers under the surface of the water bubble up to make it look like the water was hitting the water. Why not just put water there, man?
That ride felt like felt like a series of budget cuts.
I'd imagine that it was originally very Pirates of the Caribbean-y. Bigger boats, more animatronics, bigger scenes, and Flight of Passage kind of knocked that down a peg. And I feel like if they had just went ahead and gone with a bigger version of Navi River Journey, that Flight of Passage would be the D ticket, so to say, in that land.
Right. And here's where like I make the argument a lot that Disney's failing us a lot in the parks with the new stuff they roll out, in that Avatar's a great example of the fact that sure, the ride opened, the land opened, and the one ride was skimpy and the other ride was fantastic, but the package dropped, right? We got Pandora.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And then the stuff we got later was the ancillary stuff, like the mechanic guy and like, some Life Day, whatever,
holiday overlay in Pandora. Like yeah.
Right. Because everyone can imagine one of those, a Santa avatar.
Of course.
that climbs down the tree with his monkey
Isn't
legs.
the giant robot at Pongu Pongu, the drink stand, isn't it wearing a Santa hat and a beard during the holidays?
It is. Yes, it is.
Great.
Fantastic. We brought Christ to the Pandorians.
Yes.
We brought Christ to the Na'vi. Praise be. We brought Christ
all the way to Pandora, the moon of Jupiter.
We left them their unobtainium, and we brought them
the Bible.
Yeah, we brought them the Bible. We brought them frankincense, incense, and no, I can't remember what they're frankincense, myrrh, and gold,
right? Something like that. That's what the mummy brought. Gold, frankincense, and myrrh. That's what the mummy from the Haunted Mansion. That's a stupid joke. We need to move on. We need to just keep. We just gotta keep moving.
No. Let's keep. Murmur. Tell me about. Murmur.
We're just gonna move right past this. If you guys got my joke, please be sure to leave a like on this video and hit that subscribe button.
We're on Spotify now.
Oh, very nice. Look at that.
Yeah, I and we're on iTunes.
Yes, we are on iTunes.
If you're listening to any of these three on any of the other platforms that we just mentioned, and remember, this is very much a video podcast for you to watch, enjoy with visuals. And so, don't forget to check us out on YouTube. We're on Instagram. We're on Twitter.
Yeah. You won't be able to see the meat legs without watching on YouTube.
And there's some quality memeage that happens in these videos. If you're not watching, you're missing out. And also, none of my laughter is fake. I am a silly man, all right? And I love my friends, and I love being silly with them. I'm not. My laughter isn't fake, man. I'm just joyful.
Some people think that for some reason. I don't know why. You see, he has Figment behind him. He's the real life Dreamfinder. You saw him at D23. Yeah. He's a joyful man.
I'm full of joy.
Give him a break.
I have so much childhood trauma that just makes me full of joy. Do you understand?
Me, on the other hand, I'm the Haunted Mansion guy, so I'm always dour and sad. That's why people think I'm annoyed at you, but I'm not, because this is so much fun.
But you know what? You look so good. You look so good in the baseball tee. I just gotta say, it's just.
It's the
signature look for you.
Did you see the starter pack on Twitter?
the what?
Offhand was the starter pack. Did you see that?
No. Oh, I'm looking at it right now.
Oh, I retweeted it a while ago. Okay, this is officially the post show. If you guys have stuck around, this is after hours. No cause here. We're not calling anything out.
I'll have to look for it. I love that. So what else was on? What do you also remember was on it?
Oh, it was. This person must have met me in real life, because it had my Mickey Mouse Vans on there that I never show my shoes in videos, so they must have seen me wear them.
Which Mickey Vans do you have? I have Mickey Vans.
I wanted the Sorcerer Hat ones, but they didn't have my size, so I just have the black, white, and yellow ones with the buttons on the back. Dan's getting up for our audio listeners. He's returning. Those are the ones that I wanted, and they didn't have my size.
I haven't put them on. They're beautiful velour.
Yeah, I know.
And they've got this great, like, Mickey. It's hard to see the.
All right, do some narration. I'll be right back with mine.
Oh, go get yours. Yeah, because I want to know which ones you got. The Vans line. I also have a backpack that's around here somewhere. That's from the Vans line. It was around here somewhere. I don't know. Chad, where are you? Chad's not listening anymore. We gotta stop recording.
Woo, I'm back. Okay, so now that we're in the post show, we're talking about shoes. These are the ones I'm talking about. I've worn them to the parks many a time.
Yeah, dude, I've got those. Those are great. So many people tell me how great they are when I wear them.
For some reason, man, every time I'm in line for the Skyliner, everyone's complimenting me on my Mickey shoes.
Everyone loves them. They're great. If you like, and they're essentially just Chucks. They're glorified. They're Vans version of a Chuck. Whoa! I didn't know that Vans did those.
These are custom. My girlfriend, my wife now, had them custom made for me. Then the eyes are glow in the dark.
Are they?
Yeah.
That's cool. That's rad.
Those are my Haunted Mansion.
That's rad, dude.
So, Mystic Manor, guys, if you've never seen it, highly recommend. Watch a ride through. I just sprinted up the stairs.
I hope everyone's enjoying. There's been so many good reviews.
I know.
We've got like 5 stars on iTunes. So many great comments.
I love it. Thank you guys.
Leave comments about what you want us to talk about.
Right.
What you want, what questions you have.
Because we can obviously go. We didn't even talk. I said we would. We didn't even talk about the society in this episode. So that's going to be further down the road, unless.
Right. There's so much to, and this was a good one. This
is probably.
Let's hope the new Zencaster thing works.
Yeah, if it doesn't, you guys will know for sure.
Because this was just a glorified slideshow.
As we're speaking right now, we have no idea.
Thanks for watching, guys.
Thank you, guys.
Oh wait, we got to do our outro.
Oh yes, hurry back.
Hurry back. Hurry back. Wait, Mystic Manor doesn't have this.
What do they have?
Return soon, old chap.
Yeah. Tiddly winks and tea.
I already have a mustache, so I guess I don't have to return back soon, old chap.
I'm not a Muppet.
Oh,
all right.
Thanks for watching, guys.
Thank you, guys.
Welcome, foolish mortals, to the Haunted Mansion.